Приветствую вас, дорогие друзья! Вы находитесь на канале Let's Play 365. Сегодня мы с вами начнем проходить игру под названием The Council. Поиграла в нее минут 15, и сейчас я немного расскажу, что нам предстоит, в принципе, от нее ожидать. Игра — это некое приключение в детективном жанре. Насколько я понял, есть русские субтитры, английская озвучка, поэтому вам придется, ребят, много читать. Я не буду зачитывать диалоги персонажей, чтобы как бы не портить впечатление от игры своим там голосом, может быть, буду сбиваться, поэтому читаем сами. Значит, игра, в принципе, по отзывам ничего такая. Ну, давайте посмотрим. Давайте начинаем. Это первый раз, кстати, я вижу, что начало игры с кнопки Option, а не с крестиком, допустим, продолжить. Так. Сохранение 15-минутное я свое удалил. Так, читайте письма гостей, чтобы узнавать об их стремлениях и особенностях характера. То есть игра завязана на том, что нам нужно пользоваться слабостями персонажей, допустим, логическим, каким-то психологическим мышлением и тому подобное. Но также можно всякой хитростью, силой. Так, Франция, Париж, 10 декабря 1792 год.
You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Итак, игра дает нам выбор. Прошлое, когда я играл 15 минут, я действовал сам. Давайте доверимся матушке, как маменькин сынок, и посмотрим, что будет.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Маменькин сынок, я так и думал.
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No. Even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to von Borchardt.
Когда я выбрал действовать самому в прошлый раз, то он просто Луи этот убил этого фон Борхарта. И это было не очень хорошо. Спустя месяц, 20 января 1793 года. Остров лорда Мортимера, недалеко от берегов Англии. Focus Home Interactive представляет игру от Big Bad Wolf, Большой плохой волк.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up von Borchardt's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Эпизод 1. The Mad Ones. Один сумасшедший, по-моему, как-то, или один, ну да, как-то так, наверное. Мэтт. Безумный, один безумец.
In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think about it.
What one may be able to imagine. It was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Hall.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Hall, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Ну так, я вообще-то на декольте поглядеть. Что не древняя игра со старыми временами, но грудь смотрим сделанная, да? Откуда? Откуда такие сиськи? Так, ладно, давайте. Я тогда выбирал личные обстоятельства.
Your Eminence, with all due respect, I prefer to keep my reasons for coming here to myself. I promise, it has nothing to do with the legendary party that you all appear to be preparing for.
Believe what you will, my son. However, everything is related to the legendary parties organized by our host.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, Cardinal.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Так, давайте герцогиню будем разводить.
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No! You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Это что, типа, показали скачок в будущее? Ну, какой-то с паранормальными способностями Луи.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on?
Да,
Here,
вот это
take
буфера,
this.
конечно. Что-то прям нереальное.
Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly. Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The
Так, ну
Duchess
всё
arrived with
понятно.
me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Темно здесь, конечно, нереально. Да, пока не могу ничего брать. Сначала там нужно поговорить с одним чуваком, потом здесь все обыскать.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Так, и вот здесь как бы я не очень разобрался в этом моменте. Короче, нам предлагают выбрать класс. Если мы дипломат, это политика, этикет, языкознание, убеждение, уклонение. То есть это все на разговоры, да? Оккультист. Манипулирование, оккультизм, эрудиция, наука, хитрость. Детектив. Допрос, бдительность, психология, ловкость, логика. Я выбирал тогда детектива, я не знаю, может, дипломата. Политика, этикет. Надо мне политика. Детектив. Эксперт в расследованиях, он замечает малейшие детали в окружающем. Давайте детективом будем, я тогда выбирал его. Так, навыки. Уровень 1. Это оккультизм. Навык недоступен. А это у нас так, оккультизм. Вот типа наши уровни, да, бдительность, логика. Так, добавляем логику. И психология добавилась. Еще логику. А это что такое? Допрос. Ну, давайте будем по порядку все прокачивать. Я пока не понимаю, как это работает. Давайте подтвердим.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Angers, for example. Thieves that torture their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
And I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Ну, обмануть ее. Давайте попробуем.
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me? What a sweet talker you are. Remind me of how we met?
Так, вот здесь вот навыки нужны, да? Ага. А это все недоступно, видите? Это манипулирование и уклонение. А скажу, что в Париже, я в прошлый раз говорил, это неправильно. Давайте, у меня вариантов нет.
Don't you remember? We bumped into each other at Mesmer's show in Paris. That fraudster had even bamboozled the Marquis of Lafayette.
You too, apparently, because I've never been to see him.
Ouch. Well, that didn't work.
Right, time to go to the manor.
Скрытые детали. Так, тоже на время. Сейчас посмотрим.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Своим характером к одним навыкам он может проявлять устойчивость, другим слабость. Пользуйтесь его сильными и слабыми сторонами. Ага, так. Вернете одно потраченное очко. Обнаружена слабость.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
При выполнении определенных действий вы будете получать новые звания. Узнать, как разблокировать звания и какие преимущества они дают, можно на соответствующей вкладке. Откройте меню соответствующую вкладку. Так, это меню. О, карта есть. Ничего себе. Ого. Ничего себе здесь всяких. То есть, когда я буду беседовать с тем или иным чуваком, у меня будут прокачиваться эти пассивные навыки, я так понимаю, но различные. Ого. Харизматичный, доверчивый, А, вот то, что я доверчиво доверился матери, мне 1 очко дали. Детектив. Да, посмотрим. Я думаю, игра будет интересной. Так, журнал. Ничего себе здесь. Пьяджи Джузеппе. Ну, короче, чтобы тут во все вникнуть, надо все это читать, типа анализировать, наверное. Мы будем играть, конечно же, не так, немного побыстрее. Так. Сейчас нам нужно поговорить с этим чуваком.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richer.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
What can you tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken barrels, mainly. We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your master.
No, of course, but...
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
Итак, мы отжали платок.
You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing?
Так, сек. Предметы. Что это? Приглашение. Ну нельзя ничего использовать. Понятно. Так, ну понятно. Пригласил матушку на остров этот Мартимер. Она гостила, а затем неожиданно пропала. В общем, понятно, меня сюда тут заманили. Так, сейчас смотрите, что у нас есть здесь. Здесь, конечно, есть у нас дверь. Я думаю, там какие-то ништяки.
did.
Взломать замок. Хитрость 3. Ничего себе. Ну, или хитрость 3, или какой-то ключ потом найти, или чем-то еще. Ладно, сейчас попробуем. Здесь я, когда бегал... Так, горшочек меда восстанавливает 2 очка действия. Вот слева в углу вот эти вот ромбики, это очки действия. Они тратятся тоже на диалогах, на какие-то там моменты. И их надо восполнять, насколько я понял. Но, если честно, я не особо разобрался во всем этом.
Honey, the remedy of the gods. Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Да, и все видят, как этот трус возле багажа. Так, вот пруд. Я думаю, пробовать ворота им открыть.
It's like a bar from an old gate.
Пруд от старых
This
ворот.
miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened.
Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
Конечно, пригодится. Как оружие-то уж точно.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Здесь и вещи, и волны одним цветом подсвечены.
It's been broken for quite some time.
Непонятно, что найти улики, оставленные матерью. Какие улики? Мед. Так. Вот так тыкаться в каждую. Вот я вижу, подсвечена веревка. Но здесь как будто и бочка тоже подсвечивается. Вот. Как-то их разбивать можно? Так, а с чем пруд? Так, пруд. Экипировать ничего нельзя, да? Ну ладно.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. A lantern. Nothing special.
Так, темно, конечно. Ну ничего, мы справимся. Так, а вот он, ящик, к которому я подходил вначале, он был недоступен. Так, здесь что у нас есть? Здесь тоже что-то есть. Коллекционные монеты.
Let's see what's hidden inside.
И здесь, смотрите, мы можем найти зацепку, да, и 3 очка действия потратим, но зато, грубо говоря, сразу найдем. А можем смотреть по одному. Как бы сэкономить. Так. Шавьеру. Так это точно не это, потому что я смотрел маленько. Вот это, наверное.
The addressee's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the order sent some envoys there.
Так, не это, да? Ну, точно не это. А может, Карл Кори? Скорее всего, Кори, да?
It's too badly written, I can't make out the address.
Черт, нет, что ли? Придется очки
The
тратить.
address is 50 Bedford Square, London. A letter written in an Oriental language.
Языков я не знаю.
I haven't the slightest idea what it says.
Так. Надо, короче, вот так делать. В любом случае у нас нету нужного письма, и нам нужно тратить очки действия.
Ah,
One of the letters is stamped with the seal of the Order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to? I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richet.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who's this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
Политика, вот. А политики у меня нету. Видите, как все тут связано. Ха. Ну, не могу вспомнить. Так, или у меня появились навыки. Есть у меня новые? Где политика-то? Вот. 3 очка. Так. Ну, нет у меня, конечно же, очков никаких. Не могу
I'm
вспомнить.
guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Продолжайте искать или отправьтесь в особняк. Ну, тут можно письмо, вот это вот, да, но как бы еще что-то значит, наверное. Ну, поскольку языками не владею, поэтому... Ну там ящик до сих пор подсвечивается, потому что там это письмо осталось, которое можно прочитать. Так, и что насчет этого прута? Вот с прутом-то я сюда не подбегал в прошлый раз. Он сам предложит мне прутом воспользоваться. Вот, точно.
Clearly, I'm not much for manual labor. Let's see if I can get it open another way.
Ну у меня же есть ловкость, да? Я могу использовать. Все-таки попробовать.
There we are.
Ага, вот как это работает.
This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Что ради пистолета? Мед. Так, что здесь?
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels.
Это порох. По-моему, там что-то коричневое было, серое.
Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder.
Наука нужна. Ну, блин. Все взаимосвязано. Я же не могу все сразу прокачать. И знать вообще изначально, что мне пригодится, правильно? По идее, тут все нужно.
It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves. I really must...
Осколки янтаря. Вы нашли осколок янтаря. За каждые 4 осколка вы получили 1 дополнительное очко действия.
Amber.
Осколки янтаря, что такое? Ну я просто... ну понял. У меня будет увеличиваться шкала вот эта вот, которая слева внизу. За 4 осколка одно будет добавляться. А это очень нужно. Так, надо мед использовать. Да. Пригодится. Ну так-то интересная механика, если честно. Пока вот мне все нравится вот это. Так, но здесь больше ничего нет, походу. То, что темно, конечно, в игре не очень, но если здесь даже возможно поставить яркость лучше, выше, ну как бы смысла нет. Сейчас мы поднимемся в замок, там посветлее будет. Это здесь на пристани только. И второй раз уже к бочке нельзя подойти, чтобы, допустим, воспользоваться навыком наука. Так, ну все, поднимаемся в замок. Фу. Так.
Latin inscription. Nessis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus vergatur.
И оккультизм недоступно. А если оккультизмом пользоваться, значит здесь что-то такое написано псевдонаучное. Но не то, я не могу воспользоваться. Так что отойдем. Так, здесь все, поднимаемся выше.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Врата, конечно, знатные, как будто к боссу заходишь. Толщина, наверное, полметра.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Короче, смысл противостояния, как раз вот до этого момента доиграл и прошел эту фишку. Смысл в том, что нужно, короче, присесть ему на уши, и чтобы он сделал то, что мне нужно. Ну, то есть в данном случае ему что-то там наврать, убедить, чтобы он мне отдал конверт. Ну, смысл в этом. А 3 ошибки есть, 3 права на ошибку, 3 штуки.
Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
3 этапа. Ну, она здесь уже давно, правильно? Потому что уже месяц.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Недоступно. Но надо говорить, что это тайна. Но вообще в Золотом Ордене, да.
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but...
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work. You are the worthy son of Sarah.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Ah, if only you knew. It's a list of people that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Так, ну нужно мне поклясться, и все. Как бы.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Deritch. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Так, внимательно осматривайтесь по сторонам, понятно. Так, ну все, в принципе, я доиграл до этого момента. Больше я не знаю ничего. Так, ну это выйти нет. А что здесь написано? А, типа закрыто. Но я только пришел. Давайте здесь посмотрим, что.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Так, манускрипты. Ну-ка, где оно? А, я просто получил плюс одно очко убеждения. Я получил. Ну-ка. А, манипулирование прокачалось у меня, ничего себе. Или оно было? Не было, по-моему, не было. Так, убеждение. Так. Ничего себе, здесь все прокачивается. Так, это интересно. Посмотреть, что с этой стороны.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United
О,
States
вот
of
он,
America.
Вашингтон.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr.
Президент.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Вот так.
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Riche, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Ты, блин. Давайте будем врать.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Блин, что надо было делать-то? Блин.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, We shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Черт его знает. Ну давайте с Вашингтоном останемся. Пока.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Короче, священника больше никто не увидит.
Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
And you, Emily, what do you think of my mother?
I only know her through the Order. The one time we met, we only exchanged a few words in a corridor of Parliament.
And was the exchange courteous or impassioned?
I'm not sure if I understand.
Was there any reason for her to be angry with you?
Under other circumstances, I would slap your face for even asking, but I'll put your lack of tact down to her disappearance. Know that your mother is a woman I would love to work with. Her reputation is entirely deserved. Mr. Washington will be able to tell you more.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
So, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Вашингтон удивительная память. 15 лет назад помнит, на чем они там разговаривали. Кстати, не помню, что было 2 дня назад.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
А я бы пошел к Элизабет.
It's been quite a day. Right. Where is my room?
Надо подольше маленько так. Есть что-нибудь? Есть что-нибудь пошарить? Что-то есть.
A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember rightly, that's called a cash.
Так. Что там дальше? Я бы пошел в комнату к Эмили, если бы знал, так где ее комната.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Это значит нельзя. Наполеон Бонапарт? В смысле, он здесь, что ли?
Monsieur Jacques Perreux.
Жак Перрю.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Так, а что там мне дали? Так, ого. Ну-ка. Нет, энциклопедия никаких. Так, где она? Надо еще типа все страницы найти. Снимает все действующие отрицательные эффекты. Не более 5 флаконов. Это справа. Ага. Понятно. Оперный театр. Вот это огромный, конечно. Можно, конечно, в свою комнату уйти, но...
Decorum guide.
Ну-ка, что-нибудь не применилось, да? Так. Этикет должен добавиться. А что мне не добавился этикет? Как это работает? А, так просто заходить нельзя, понятно. А, можно? А, нет. Я уже забыл, где моя комната. Если честно, я и не знал.
Monsieur Johann van Wunde.
Так, а я же здесь был, да? Это самое начало. А, и сюда тоже спуститься нельзя. Справа по коридору, он сказал. Ну вот, право, шли. Черт, где моя комната вообще? Сейчас найдем. Надо было к Наполеону забуриться. Так, а, ну вот, я вышел. Здесь я был. Так, это...
Жак Перу.
Жак Перу это было. Че, где моя-то?
Наполеон Бонапарт.
Наполеон Бонапарт. Решили на полу где-то постелили. Не, ну реально, я же все пробежал по кругу. Сюда нельзя. А, вот. А это что такое? Кто здесь?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
О, Эмили. Эмили. Открывай, стерва. Вот здесь, значит, моя комната.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Мануэль Гордой. Гордый. Значит, мы в самом конце. Вообще, вот это вся начало, все это напоминает такое, как 10 негритят, блин. Кто смотрел, тот знает. Такое вот, такая же замута на остров приехали. А завтра может никто и не проснуться. Так.
That's me.
Ничего себе. Так. Сейчас здесь посмотрим, кто здесь.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Кардинал. Просто, может быть, что-нибудь найду еще. Так, мед. Вообще нет хода. Да, все однотипно. Келтер В, Келтер С. А это, поди, комната люкс. Президентский номер, нет?
President George Washington.
Точно угадал.
Greek drachma, one of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
Вот как ее найти? Это в каждый угол надо головой биться, чтобы... Ну, что будет бесконечный, что ли? Лабиринт Минотавра этот. А, ну сейчас я вышел, короче, понятно. Ну все, побежали обратно. Вроде это был круг. Так, на свою комнату не пропустить. Так, это президентский номер. Следующий должен быть Так, стоп. Что-то было. Вот здесь.
A pound.
Офигеть. Так, это закрытая. Так, это комната этого преосвященства.
His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Следующая моя. Нет?
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Ну давайте пока не будем.
Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so...
Сейчас прокачаем какой-то
I'll wait
навык.
until I hand it to Mother. Wow. Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
В постель. Сначала шаримся.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer is giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Блин. Ладно, потом. Это балкон, да? Черта себе балкон. Так.
Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve.
Так, еще мед. По 5. Я всего по 5 могу хранить. Так. Так, а на последний балкон надо выходить. Рубль. Ничего нельзя сделать пока. Ты что-то... Так, теперь здесь посмотрим.
Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Saint Jerome the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Так, воду взяли. Отлично.
A Byzant from the Byzantine Empire, a coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Кто-то постучал, что ли? Нет, казалось. Так. Книгу. А я что, нашел книгу, что ли? Развилок не было, да? Вещи на причале. Говорил мне письмо с мистером Вашингтоном. Неудача. Ну да, там письмо же было какое-то. И порох. Порох и письмо. Языков я не знаю, науки нет, поэтому и неудача. Так, я, наверное, какое-то очко получил, уровень. Сколько очков у меня? 4 очков на... Ничего себе. Серьезно? Так, а где хитрость? Так, это хитрость, понятно. А что здесь не может понадобиться? Так, мне еще бдительность. Так, а это... Так, еще... Так, так, хитрость мне нужна, чтобы взломать замок. Что мне еще нужно было? Уклонение, да? Политику бы надо знать. Эрудицию, науку. Да блин, все знать надо, черт побрал. Давайте хитрость. Языкознание. А что так много? Давайте хитрость прокачаем. Науку или эрудицию, или политику. Политику надо, где-то политика была. Так, а это что? Убеждение это... Ну, надо науку, наверное, тоже прокачивать. Давайте науку одну. Давайте в политику или языкознание. Все бы надо, по идее. Давайте хитрость. Сейчас взломаем шкатулку. Так. Какой манускрипт? Вот этикет можно продлить. Так. Это что? Убеждение, а это психология. Психология у меня как бы один есть. Давайте убеждение. Все, я получил очко наука. Все, уже нельзя. Ну вот. Прикольно, слушайте. Сейчас надо шкатулку взломать. Сразу, кстати. Там как раз хитрость нужна была.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. but we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
Типа он вселяется в этих, может вселяться в этих людей, смотреть их глазами. Наверное. Тут он типа один идет, навстречу кто-то. О, Вашингтон.
Nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
I'm coming.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns us. By the way,
Туда стали выстучаться.
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices.
Так, это понятно все. Так, это картины. Так, ключ.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. Golden elixir.
Золотой эликсир, отлично.
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Elizabeth Adams. Home introduced her to us.
Yes. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room. And perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Ну давайте
Count on
поможем.
me, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
Так, ладно, давайте. Малой гостиной. Здесь малая гостиная. Это, наверное, внизу там. Вот здесь. Возле камина поди-ка где-нибудь. На карте ничего не обозначается.
My son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in the small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Government. You should do something, my son.
Shit. I was supposed to make sure Adams wouldn't go back to her room. Don't worry, Your Eminence. I'll take care of it. Probably nothing to worry about.
Do you want me to call for help?
Please don't do anything. I'm sure with a little goodwill, everything will work out fine. Don't go and wake up the whole manor, please.
Thank you, my son. May God watch over you.
Че, я закосячил миссию с Вашингтоном,
Who
что
do
ли?
you think you are?
Me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you, stay out of it. This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back to her room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer.
А, черт.
What should I do?
You
Давайте.
filthy whore!
I apologize. Have mercy. Please have mercy. No!
Можно я буду третьим тогда?
Mercy, have mercy.
Но я получил задание
Where's
от
that smart mouth now? I'll teach you
президента.
respect.
Look, you dumbass! Are you deaf? She said she was sorry.
Call me that again.
Leave her alone.
Are you looking for a slap, Sonny? That's what I thought. Now get out. I have to deal with this dirty
Черт.
slut.
Я просто не знаю, что делать реально. Но не хочется сливать миссию с президентом. А, все, он успел.
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Yes, I found out many things.
Good.
Did Elizabeth give you any trouble?
Elizabeth? No.
Well, you could have mentioned she was with a raving maniac, huh?
What do you mean?
She was with a Frenchman. He was about to beat her when I arrived.
What the devil are you talking about?
I thought he was gonna kill the poor girl.
Did you intervene?
I did what was necessary to give you enough time to search her room.
Good work, my friend. I knew that I could count on you.
So tell me, did you find any information?
Oh, yes. What I found is likely to upset you.
What do you mean by that?
Elizabeth is indeed the daughter of John Adams.
Why pass her off as dead?
I found her medical file. It appears that for many years, your mother was her personal doctor. From what I read, she behaved more like a butcher than a doctor.
What are you talking about? I'm not a child. What's going on here?
John believed that his daughter was possessed. He appealed to your mother to save her, but the treatment she inflicted on the poor child... My God.
Look, stop beating around the bush. What exactly did she do to her?
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
Я-то откуда знаю, но судя по ее лицу, да.
My mother got her hands dirty for the common good, so don't be too quick to judge her.
For the common good? We're talking about the vivisection of a child. Of tattooing her from head to foot with a red-hot iron.
Stop this.
For her 5th birthday, she inflicted the stigmata of Christ on her. And for her 10th birthday, a hysterectomy. What kind of gift is that
My
for
mother's
a child?
not a monster.
I do not doubt that your mother meant well. But the techniques described in the file, it is pure torture.
Не, ну у меня других вариантов нет. Я как могу отказаться верить, во-первых, президенту, во-вторых, у меня нету никаких возможностей думать по-другому. Поэтому я принимаю пока эту версию. Мать я вообще эту не знаю, свою, ну как вот эту игровую, да, потому что, ну, что там, в самом начале минута и все.
Please, I need some time alone.
I have seen some horrors in my time. But if what is written in these damned documents is true, be brave, my boy.
Так. Вернемся в постель, наверное, и закруглимся. Так, как попасть-то туда? Так, насколько я понял, мне вот сюда, наверное. Че, это не моя комната, что ли?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
Блин. Да черта возьми. А это даже не подсвечено.
Could have been worse. Let's say that Miss Adams will remember it for a couple of days.
What? Did you not intervene?
Of course not. What did you want me to do? That thug could have snapped me in half in 2 seconds.
So, you prefer to let that fragile young lady take a beating rather than risk getting slapped around a bit yourself? Mr. Derice, your mother would not have been proud.
Listen, next time it happens, join me instead of hiding behind the door. If you're gonna talk big, back it up.
You should be ashamed. I will pray for your soul, my son. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Как здесь все важно, все навыки важны.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Luis. Give me 1 second, please.
Вот, а если бы я его
I can't imagine
тогда
what would
вскрыл?
have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Так, Так, значит, это его комната. Моя следующая, наверное.
Louis, you're straying from your objective.
В смысле?
Louis, you're straying from your objective.
А. Что-то не в ту сторону пошел. А вот моя комната. Они просто рядом находятся.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed.
А сейчас могу еще одну книгу
Mother stayed here right before me. You never know.
прочитать,
Mortimer
наверное.
had better show up.
Не, ну так-то ничего, игруха интересная, но просто так как бы мало динамичная, много диалогов. Ну, так. Да я не испугался Перю, причем здесь испугался-то? И я мог узнать больше о людях из своего видения. Ну да, если бы пошел, я мог узнать больше о том, что обо мне говорят. Вспоминающаяся встреча. Я не испугался Перю, просто я на Вашингтон работал. Ну, давайте. О, есть контакт. 4 очка дали. Так, что прокачиваем? О, вот, значит, добавилось убеждение. Так, вот. Тикет. Нужно прокачать уклонение. Хорошая тема. Что? Так, это наука, ладно. Пока не нужна, оккультизм. Так, это что? Бдительность. Все прокачать. Уклонение может до конца. Хорошая вещь. Так, и... Ну, может быть, это уклонение все-таки нет. Убеждение, наука, эрудиция. Языкознание, нет. Оккультизм. Пока допрос мне не пригождался еще. А какие действия это физические? Ловкость, наверное, пригодится. Языкознание, политика. Ну, давайте. Я не знаю, что. Может, все-таки ловкость? Пригодится. А вот, давайте манипулирование. Последнее очко вкачаем или что? Нет. Ладно, давайте. Блин, не знаю. Знать допрос. Ни разу не пользовался. Бдительность. Тоже, наверное, пригодится. Давайте ловкость, ладно. Нет, ловкость мне пока не нужна была. Бдительность прокачать, да? Давайте бдительность.
Alright. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Манускрипт можно прочитать. Так это я не могу. Мне надо 3 собрать сначала. наука, языкознание, эрудицию добавить сразу. Так, это что у нас? Этикет плюс 1 очко, это психология. Так, ребят, давайте на этом видео закончим. Прям с этого места продолжим в следующей серии. В общем, игра, в принципе, она интересная, да, механика игры интересная. И интересно во все это вникать, вот эти вот выбор, когда тебе дают, и когда, в принципе, ты реально не знаешь, что тебе выбрать, это прикольно. Понравилось данное видео, палец вверх, ждешь продолжения, ты прекрасно знаешь, что можно подписаться на канал, нажать на колокольчик, получать вовремя уведомления о высших новых видеороликах. Но я с вами долго не прощаюсь, до скорых встреч, ребят, и всем спасибо и пока!